if Brout was in an action movie or a superhero movie, he'll be the kind of character that you only call when you want brute force. Looking at how big he is and the way he plays, you only call him when you want brute force. I think he is more comparable to that Batista in Guardians of the Galaxy. You see how he is. You only call him when you need someone to do the heavy stuff. The beating up, and when you want someone who is more intelligence minded, you are nah, this is not your field. But when you want someone who do the heavy lifting, the beating, all those things, then you can call him. The same way for Haaland. If you want someone who will just get in good positions, give you goals, fine, he's the man for it. But if you want a more versatile, more complete striker, he's not the one you call, because he disappoint you. And why am I saying this? Look at today like this, for an example. Um he missed a big chance in the first half. He missed a penalty, that could have taken them ahead of Bournemouth before. So after he missed the penalty, minutes later, Bournemouth scored the first goal. Luckily for him, he was able to redeem himself before he went off injured. But then my thing is, if the only thing you are contributing is goals, and we give you two chances to score and you don't score, then it's like, where exactly is your impact? I don't know if you are getting me, because we bought you to score goals. Don't worry, we'll do all the work for you. And I will give him this though. He's very self-aware. I'll give him this, because not everyone is really aware of their strengths and weaknesses. But he knows that, okay, I'm better suited for a team that will just give me the ball and I'll score. That's why he went to Man City. And I think there are only a few teams in the world that will be able to do that for him. Man City and Barcelona, maybe Arsenal. But then, those two teams are the ones who, will be able to do all the work, all the midfield stuff, all the dirty work, and to just give the ball to a platter that, just tap it in, or, a little things, then score his goal. But if you go to any other team, like, even Liverpool, they demand certain things from their striker. Liverpool, Tottenham, Manchester United, it's not just about scoring for them, it's about more than that. If you look at even PSG right now, they play with a false nine, so I don't know how Haaland will fit in that system. But I look at other teams in the world, even in Bayern, Harry Kane does way more than just scoring. He helps he helps in the midfield. He plays as more of a number 10. You can see his great ability, like creative wise, his passing range and all that. He's more of a number 10, in fact, than a striker, because he does what a number 10 does. Basically, he's very, very creative. And that's what I'm saying. For Haaland is a striker, and you expect goals from strikers, right? But then there are strikers that give you more than goals. For example, look at Harry Kane. Harry Kane is probably the most complete striker I have seen, like with my two eyes. That is Harry Kane. He gives you assists, he gives you, creativity, and he gives you goals. But if you go a step down, you look at Suarez. Suarez gives you goals, but then he gives you assists too. If you go and check his stats, he has like a lot of assists in his career in the top 5 leagues, And not to say he's better than Harry Kane, like we're talking about like versatility, but then he's also up there as like one of the strikers that are a bit well-rounded, if you know what I'm saying. So you look at all that, then you look at this guy Haaland, who we just want you to score goals. Don't do anything else. We don't really expect anything else from you. Just score goals. And even at that, he's missing so many chances. And yes, strikers are bound to miss chances. But then when your only job is to score goals, we don't expect you to miss so many chances and be putting your team in difficult positions. Because you are going up against a team like Bournemouth that has been very, very difficult for the top 6 this season to beat. Arsenal haven't been able to beat them. They beat Man City this season. Did they beat United? I'm not sure, but they beat Tottenham this season, So they beat, I think Liverpool. They beat them home and away, I think, yeah. But then so far, from what I know, they've beaten 3 out of the 6 top 6 teams in the Premier League. So they have been very good against the big guns, So when you're going up against a team like that, you have to really sit up and try and finish the little chances that you get, because first of all, Man City haven't really been good this season. They haven't been at their best. So when the other players are not really doing well, you need to take your chances and you need to show up in these big games. People see Haaland don't show up in big games, I would say yes and no. But then if I'm to tally and like give like a ratio or something, I would say he doesn't show up in big games more than he does. You know, like the ratio is more is leaning towards the him not showing up than him showing up, because there are so many big games that he could have done things that, you know, we didn't see him, because after all, the only impact he provides in games are goals. Once he's not scoring, we don't really see him doing anything else. But then other players like, you know, Harry Kane, you know, Suarez, maybe even Isak, you see them doing things in the game apart from just scoring goals. Even Solanke, who is not even like up to that level at all, but you see him in games, other than scoring, he gives assists. So, you know, he's more involved in the game, and that's what I'm saying, you know. So I don't know. I don't think he can improve on the other aspects of his game. I only think that the aspect he can improve on is his finishing. That's the only thing he can work on. But then when it comes to the other things, I don't think he can really improve on it to a certain level that will be noticeable or anything. So I will say, if you are going to give us goals, if you are going to be scoring goals, make sure you are putting away most of your chances, and make sure you are showing up in the big games, because you are in a team that is always going to create chances, that's always going to give you the ball. The playing style of Man City is in such a way that we are always going to give you the ball, you know, and you're on penalties too. So these things are not supposed to be missing them like the way like you're missing them. You're supposed to be putting away most of your chances, because your teammates are basically playing for you to be able to score the goals. But that's why I think if you have a different thought, you can let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.